and gentlemen, welcome to 30 Seconds or Less for week 4 of the NFL season. 30 seconds or less where I make picks in 30 seconds or less for every game on the NFL board with the exception of the primetime games. Those picks can be found on my Monday through Friday program. Chasing that paper right here on the Vegas Insider YouTube channel. All right, so 6-6-1 last week. Let's look to make a little bit of money here this week. Let's get right into the action. Going to start off in jolly old England, taking the Saints plus 2.5 versus the Vikings. So dig into the numbers here. Maybe the Saints aren't as bad as that 1-2 record would indicate. They are tied for 6th in yards per play. Vikings 26 in yards per play allowed. I think the Saints get it done through the air in this one versus a Vikings team that is 28th in yards allowed per pass attempt. Very misleading result. The Saints lost to the Panthers. Dig into the numbers. I invite you to do that. Next up, I'm going to take another underdog, the Tennessee Titans plus 3.5 in Indianapolis. 2 dog shit teams here. I'll take the dog shit team that's getting 3 points and a hook. In this one, you know, the Colts, they're just 2 weeks removed from being shut out versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got let off the hook by the Kansas City Chiefs last week. Just a disaster on special teams and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Give me a break and give me the Titans plus 3.5. Give me the Eagles plus 6.5 or minus 6.5, excuse me, with the upstart Jaguars and 10. I'm selling high on Jacksonville. Yeah, maybe they're better than people thought they would be, but this is going to be easily their toughest test of the season versus the most complete team in the NFL, quite possibly here. And look what Philly's done versus awful to average competition since the start of last season. Double-digit wins over the Vikings, Washington twice, Giants, Jets, Saints, Broncos, Lions. Falcons going to be a long day for that Jaguars offensive line, a real test for them in this one. Next up, give me Bears, Giants under 39.5. These teams cannot move the football. Bottom third in the NFL in both yards per play and third down conversion percentage. Each is allowing a lot of pressure. However, pretty good red zone defense for both of the teams so far. And check out this trend. Under is 12-1-1 in the Giants' last 14 home games. 10 of those games failed to reach 40 points. Next up, an over bet. Give me Bills, Ravens over 51. Dig into these stats. 1st and 5th in yards per play. 1st and 3rd in points per game. Baltimore's defense, not very good. 31st in yards per play. Allowed. Both defenses have been bad in the red zone, and each offense has been great at protecting the quarterback. Shootout in Baltimore. Another over bet, Seahawks, Lions over 48. Each of these defenses is erratically incompetent. Lions have easily topped this total in all 3 of their games. Average combined score of 62.6 in their games so far. These teams combined to score 80 points when they played in week 17 of last season. Tim Boyle was starting at quarterback for the Lions. And that one, neither can stop the run. Neither can get a stop on third down. Give me a high-scoring one in Detroit. Give me the Chargers, minus 5.5 in Houston versus the Texans. Do I love this bet? Absolutely not, but maybe a good buy low spot on the Chargers. Only 3 weeks into the season here, already beat up by injuries, but still a lot of talent on both sides of the football left. And let's not forget the Texans, one of the worst teams in the league. So bounce back spot for the Chargers there. Jets, Steelers under 41.5. So Pittsburgh home games are 7-2-1 to the under in their last 10. They haven't topped 40 points in 5 straight home games combined score with their opponent there. And their offense has scored less than 20 in every single game this season. Zach Wilson expected back, more interceptions and touchdown passes for him last season. Give me the Falcons plus 1.5 with the Cleveland Browns in town. The Browns, are we sure they deserve to be favored here? They have played the easiest schedule in the NFL so far this season. Now the status of Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney is up in the air for this one. So give me the feisty Falcons at home. Next up, give me the Cowboys minus 3 with a Washington in town. So Washington getting absolutely killed everywhere. Bottom 5 in the NFL in yards per play and yards per play allowed. They are tied for the league in sacks allowed. Cowboys defense leads the league in sacks. This looks like a fantastic spot for the Cowboys. The wheels are falling off for Washington. Give me the Cardinals plus 1.5 in Carolina versus the Panthers. So I don't like this team. They're below average at best, probably, but maybe we got to give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. They have played an extremely difficult schedule to open the season. Meanwhile, Panthers, they're below average too, and some pretty misleading results from them last week, especially against the Saints. They got outgained by 1.7 yards per play. Their offense only scored 15 points in that game. And of course, they have a couple of close losses to both the Browns and the Giants too. So give me the Cardinals traveling cross country to surprise people a little bit maybe there. Broncos, Raiders under 45.5. Stat of the week. So the Broncos entered the league as the league's top red zone defense, but the worst red zone offense in the NFL. So this has contributed heavily to them being 3-0 to the under so far this season. Average combined score in their game so far of just 26.6. So yes, give me the under versus the struggling Raiders. And we wrap things up. Biggest spread of the week here. Give me the Packers -9.5 with the Patriots in town. I know an ass kicking when I see one, and one is in store for the Patriots here. So a true home field advantage for the Packers. They're 21-1 in their last 22 regular season home games, 12 double-digit wins in this span. A lot of ass kicking going on in Green Bay. Last season, the defense was fantastic at home. They allowed a league low 16.3 points per game. Now they have a Patriots offense with a very murky quarterback situation. They're either going to get Mac Jones, who's battling what's called a severe ankle sprain, or Brian Hoyer. So that's a really tough spot for New England's offense. Meanwhile, New England's defense hasn't been very good. They are bottom third in the NFL in terms of pass coverage and rushing defense, according to Pro Football Focus. You know, the Packers offense struggling a little bit, and that may be a good get-right spot for them versus what looks like a pretty bad defense for the New England Patriots. So there we have it. 4 dogs, 4 favorites, 3 unders, 2 overs. Good luck with your bets unless you are fading me. Enjoy the games. Woo!